So this is my marinated mix. I have basically I've used one heaping spoon of yogurt, tablespoon, 1 teaspoon of ginger garlic paste, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, some chicken masala, and salt. And we best to leave it overnight for marination, but if you want to do it faster, you can use papaya, because papaya breaks down meat. Papaya has an enzyme that really softens the meat. Usually papaya is used for mutton or beef, something that is more, where the meat is more tougher. Chicken is very soft, so you don't really need papaya. So you can do so many ways of marination. That marination is one of the fun parts of making chicken. You can, in other methods, you can put methi, you could put coriander, you put so many ways. Cooking is all about imagination, as it itself is an art, and you can experiment how much ever you want. This particular recipe, this is what I've used. Cooking this chicken will be a 3-step process. The first step is we create a base. You need a pan like this. We're going to make chicken gravy. You need lots of gravy. You can use two things. You can either use cooking oil, or you can use ghee, which is Indian butter. If you use this, you'll get a slight little sweet tinge with your spice, which is pretty nice. If you wish to experiment, you could try. You won't be disappointed. Trust me. Trust me on that one. Oh. So, I'm going to use ghee. So, without further ado, let's start our cooking. We will put, just crunching an apple. We're going to put, it might be a lot, maybe a little bit less than that. So basically 1 teaspoon of ghee. Ghee is a lot healthier than cooking oil, as far as I know, as far as the expert I read on the internet said so. And these days everyone on the internet is an expert. You can listen to them over your doctor. So we just wait for the ghee to expand a bit. We don't want the ghee to start popping, and ghee starts popping faster than cooking oil. So be wary. I think a good 1 minute should do, max. Not more than that. So our ghee is frying. I guess I waited a little too late, so you can see the mistake right now that I made. This cooking video did not go off to a good start, but it is okay. Just add our ingredients. This is the base mixture. Oh, smells so good already. It's interesting how onions themselves are sweet. They make every part of your body cry when you cut them. So we just leave that. Low to medium flame is my way. High flame is, in my opinion, not the best way to cook things, but it depends on situation to situation. once all this is fried, we will put it into a blender and we will blend the hell out of it. And at that moment, you can add salt or chilies or chili powder, up to you, depending on how Indian you are. So our mix is done. We will just add the mixtures. Now with any blend, you're going to add just a little bit of water. The amount of water also matters a lot at this point. You don't want it to be too much that it can really mess up your mix. This is the base mix. You don't want it to be too diluted, and getting the right composition of the ingredients with the water is key. So that you will learn only through experience. Now, this point, I was thinking of adding chili, but let's hold it until we blend it first. Yes, we shall blend it now with this really flimsy lid that rotates. It doesn't stay. So wish me luck. So we've made our mixture and it tastes quite nice, quite sweet actually. So I'm going to add chilies to this mix. I'm going to add 4 green chilies. And the water is just right. Right. It's all good. Yes, definitely some spices come now. Tastes good. So now our base is ready. We are going to go to the next phase. Oh yes, I'm sorry my friends. I did forget to mention one thing. So to the base mixture, you remember I added chilies? Well, it would be good that you add salt at that moment as well. The advantage of salt is that advantage of using salt slowly is that you can always add it later, not like other masalas. Salt is the simplest thing that you can add, which you can add later or before. The problem is if you put too much salt in your cooking, you can't recover it. It's stuck like that. So the next phase is we are going to add the chicken and we're going to cook it. Before we do that, we're going to take this much of raw garlic, which is Indian garlic. I took a bulb and we're going to crush it. Crush it or grind it, it's all up to you. I prefer crushing it because there is a special flavor that comes out of it. So we will crush our garlic. Try not to hurt yourself. Garlic nice and good. Yes, get really in there. Really in there. Show that garlic who's boss. Do these rhythmic bounces on the garlic. At the end, put it all to one side and then just press it. Press it. Press it. Yep. That's good. Now, take the garlic. We will add it to our chicken. You could do this through marination as well. That's an option. But I've decided to do this because I want the garlic to be as fresh as possible. So I will just take the paste, spread it, and marinate it with your hands. Be a true Indian. Use your damn hands. Screw all that fork and spoon. Get nice in there with your hand. Really feel the chicken. Really feel the flavors. Dig the garlic into the chicken. Nice. And that supple meat with the masalas all grinding and mixing. Yep. So since I added a little extra yogurt last night, which is a big heaping tablespoon, you can see that there is a little extra liquid, which is fine. More gravy. So there's no winning. There's no losing in this. So our marination is done. We are going to add it to the pan now. So, hello again. We are ready to do our phase 2. So we have the same pan we used for the mixture, the base mixture. Now we are going to add regular cooking oil. You don't want to use ghee too much because, well, it's up to you. Ghee is actually a nice flavor, it gives a nice little sweetness. But for this particular one, we will use cooking oil itself. Good old regular cooking oil. I like to use as less as possible, but from what my mom has told me, the more cooking oil you use, well, obviously there's a limit, the longer your food stays fresh, apparently. And I have not experimented to see if that's true or not. So we'll put it on medium flame. So as you can see, the cooking oil is nicely cooking now. We will now add just the chicken, marinated chicken. We will add just a little bit of water to this, just to rinse out the remaining marinade which was there. Not too much. You don't want too much of water to dilute your solution. Now we can increase the flame to about medium. You know what, maybe this is a little too much water, so I'm just going to add just a little bit. I don't want to lose the mixture to dilution. Now we just mix it and give it a little stir. In this phase, we are going to let the chicken just sit inside for 10 minutes just by itself. We're not going to do anything. Just going to leave it. And in that moment, we are going to get the other things ready, which are we're going to use 2 tomatoes. If you want more gravy, you can use 3 tomatoes. You don't want to use too much. Remember, the amount of tomatoes you use, you have to balance it out with salt because tomatoes are naturally sour. So we're going to cut these into finely diced tomatoes, and I will eventually explain the next step to you. Right, so it has been 10 minutes. Oh, yeah. And our chicken has been cooking nicely. I think it's a good time to add our tomatoes. So we are going to add our 2 diced tomatoes. You can puree it or you can dice it. I've tried pureeing it, but I didn't like it so much as I prefer cutting it. So we just mix in the tomatoes. We add a little bit of salt to balance out the sourness of the tomatoes, as I've said before. Nicely sprinkle the salt all over. You don't want it to be in one place because then it's harder to get the uniformity of your cooking. We just give it a good mix. Right. And the flame is on medium for now. Just give it a good stir. Right. And we just wait for the tomato to release its juices. We want it to release the juices, which is when we will add our base mixture, But for now, we are going to just let it wait for at least 5 minutes minimum. So it's been a good 5 minutes, getting a nice smell. I think the tomatoes are getting nicely settled in. I think it's time we add our base mixture. Our little special base mixture with onions, cardamom, cinnamon stick, 1 cinnamon stick, some salt, 4 chillies, star aniseed, and cloves. Please excuse me from becoming too primal and using my hand. I was always taught as a child never to waste anything at all. It is in the blood of every Indian person. We are natural resource to the max users. So we've added our base. It's got a little bit of a sweet taste. Give that a good stir. Oh, it's like the magic potion, you finally add. At this point, you should add water because everything will evaporate. So I'm going to add the marinade water more, and I'm going to need more gravy. So I'm going to add just a little bit more. I'm going to add it to this. So this is what I do. I use this. Get all the masalas out, just kind of like rinse it. Rinse everything possible. Yes, not let anything go to waste. Yes, you have to excuse my retarded behavior at times. Right, so just give it a good mix. Add the water. Stir it. And then you can see the color has changed. Oh my god. Really brings it all together, Eventually this will all evaporate. At this point you can use the closed lid cooking. So you don't want the moisture to leave. Because anyway, it's going to cook. You can judge when you need to take the lid off, when you don't. And keep tasting it occasionally. So this is the main, we finished the 3 steps. And now we just wait for the chicken for a good 20 minutes to cook on low flame. And low flame is good because it gives time to nicely simmer everything. So I've added water, so I need to balance it out with a little bit of salt. But of course, you need to taste it. Since I tasted it, I realized you need more salt. Go slowly each time so that you don't have to make the mistake. Where's the, oh fuck. Here we go. Nice. We'll keep it medium flame initially, just to keep the heat going. Oh. Now you can really feel the base mixture, You can't feel it previously. You can see the color, it's kind of green, brown and yellow. Wow. Okay, so I'm just going to keep the lid closed. Let it cook for a nice 20 minutes. Then your chicken will be done. So it's been a good 20 minutes. I'm getting a good smell. Oh, you can really smell that base mixture. The cinnamon, the cardamom, yep. It's all nicely blended with the ghee and onions. Let's take a look. Oh yes, doesn't that look good? At this point, I do like to add coriander, but I do not have coriander at home. Trust me, put coriander at this point. Do chop some stalks because the stalks have more taste than the leaves. So add the stalks and the leaves together. So since I do not have coriander, I'm just going to do the next best thing, which is add coriander powder, which is like, I'll take this much, which is like a teaspoon. Kind of a teaspoon, somewhere in the middle. And I would like a little bit more spice, so just take a little pinch of maybe half a teaspoon, right? That's good. You can put chicken masala at this point. And a nice mix. and it's done. Just give it a wait. If you want, squeeze some lemon in this, it will be amazing. Trust me on that. I might do that later on. And that is my chicken video. So I hope you have enjoyed my chicken making tutorial. And if you have any doubts, please leave some in the comments below. If you want, like, share and subscribe.